We good, bro. All right, we good. Let's rock it. So, hey man, welcome to the live. This is the Rise and Rise podcast. We streaming live. We got IG, we got the Facebook. We're gonna put it on YouTube for the world. You know, we just kind of get the world started with kind of what the Rise and Rise Academy is here, and pretty much what we're about. And so to just make sure everybody's aware, these videos are also gonna be within the app itself. This month is gonna be totally free. You're gonna get the workouts. You're gonna get the nutrition. You know, you're gonna get all the goals set, and you're gonna get the gyms, and you'll also get the themes that we have for each week. And so the theme this week is gonna be setting goals. So, you know, we rock my man Showtime, you know what I'm saying? So we got Cobe Rise and Rise, you know, and this is pretty much how we starting the podcast out right here, y'all. So, you know, let's rock it out. You know, we'll freestyle it, you know, you give some game, give some gems, you know, and we'll see how we gonna rock, you know? So yeah, if y'all have any questions, y'all can comment too down in the comment field, you know what I'm saying? So we'll answer anything that we can. And you know, we go from there. We'll rock it.
Definitely. Yeah. Bring this in. So goal setting. I guess I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
I kick it off and give us a nice intro. So what comes to mind when I think of goal setting, like the importance of it, it's so critical, you know. And I got everything coming to mind, but first I guess I'll start about just a personal experience. So I got a couple of trophies over there, and before we started the live, you know, I was just kind of talking a little bit about the importance of knowing what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you going to the gym for? What are you working out for? What are you eating for? What are you living for?
Right.
And those well-defined goals are so important. People, sometimes we jump right out into things and don't have those goals defined initially, and then we don't end up hitting the goal. We don't end up hitting the target. So for me, you know, I speak a lot about it. I speak a lot about it personally. I talk about it just so frequently because I want us to understand that, you know, the reason why I have any amount of success is because, you know, I set those goals. So it's not just with fitness, you know, even though I encourage my clients, first thing you do before you even get to work with me, you know, personally, I'm asking you, what's your goal? Because, you know, if you don't have those goals, you know, then it's kind of like we're wasting each other's time.
Yeah, like you'd rather have that finish line already set in stone to say where exactly are you needing to go. You know what I'm saying? Because you may have a different goal you're trying to reach, and then, you know, that way you'll know how to train to get to that particular goal.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So
it's important.
If you don't know where you want to go, how can I help you get there?
Yeah, that's it. It's like you trying to go to the store, you know, but you don't got no directions to the store. How you expect to get to the store? At that point, you guessing. You know, you wasting time. You wasting valuable resources. You know, and then you're gonna be on the road to nowhere at that point.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. So just long story short,
Okay.
I set out to do a show, man, and I was just speaking of a personal experience where I just set goals, and I realized just how much it mattered, how critical it was to my overall success, you know. And I just started I set a major goal. So my major goal was to do a show. End up doing a show, and I know you
don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it, so you don't know. But it's just I participated in one of the all natural bodybuilding shows. The SMBF is a federation, and so it was my first time. One of those trophies was my first time, and the other one's my second time. And each one, very first time I won second. The second time I won first place. So
that's dope, man.
And that's honestly, you know, just setting goals. I set a goal to do the show first time.
Right.
The second time I set that goal to come back and take it. You know, I made those adjustments, but you know, like I said, overall I knew what I wanted to come in for. When I go into the gym, I set the daily goal, whatever the personal goal is. So, you know, those small steps that equal up, you know, the small steps. So you set the personal goals, the individual goals.
Right, the individual.
To reach the bigger goals.
There you go. Yeah. I remember we was talking about like a while back about the 12-week year. You know what I'm saying? So I always break it down like everybody has a yearly goal, right? every single time somebody has a New Year resolution, I don't hear anybody reaching that New Year resolution. They start off good for the first, I'll give them a whole month, and I'm being generous. The rest of the, 11 months, I don't hear nobody. The gym is empty. It's the same people who's always in the gym, you know what I'm saying? But those same people in the gym, they have results, and I think they just make it a part of their lifestyle. And I think what people need to do is they really have to break it down. They don't have to set a New Year resolution. Just give yourself 12 weeks, if anything, because, 12 weeks is a lot shorter than 12 months. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like once you kind of break it down like that, it makes it more reasonable to look at. You know what I'm saying? It's attainable, and, set small goals, like you were saying, to get a bigger outcome. So the first things first, you already know you got to have a plan in order. You got to have your workout plan. You got to have a roadmap to where you want to go, what you want to look like, what are you going to be eating, things like that. And break it down every day, like you said. If it's going to be working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's 5 days of work that you got to do. So you got, arms, chest, legs, back, etc., and breaking it down like that. So when you have those days, I always kind of look at it like, okay, well, if I'm doing legs this day, what are those leg days going to consist of? How long am I going to be in the gym? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, it's getting those little small goals set first, and getting to the bigger goals. That's what it's going to reach to. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say a bigger goal, but you don't have any little tasks to get to that bigger goal. You got to have everything, kind of written down and strategic. That's kind of how I have it. Like I had everything written out at first, and to the point where I didn't need to anymore. It just kind of came a natural habit. It's just picking it up. I already knew when it come to legs, squatting, deadlift, leg extension, leg curls. At that point, I was just kind of mixing and matching to make it a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because your body always gets used to the workout that you do. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, that's why you have to progressively overload. You always have to challenge your body. You might rep out to 20 pounds, but then when you get to that 40, 50 pounds, you may only get it like 1 or 2 times, but you got to tap that in order for you to reach that next level. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start getting used to tapping that weight, you might end up repping 40, 50 pounds this time, you know what I'm saying? But at that time or during that process, your body's going through a change. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important. I feel like it's one of small segment of important is setting goals right. You know what I'm saying? And set reasonable goals, set realistic goals. Like, don't say like I'm a lose 100 pounds in a month. Like, you got to look at the statistic of that. You know what I'm saying? People will be trying to set these huge, crazy goals in such a short amount of time. I'm like, what's the percentage of someone losing 100 pounds in a month in your class? You know what I'm saying? You got to look at little things like that. So, I think it's setting reasonable goals, honest goals, that'll help you see the vision. You know what I'm saying? Because if you setting, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in a week, that's a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody who may not necessarily have the drive or don't have a personal trainer, whatever the case may be. You have to set those foundations first. If you know your diet ain't right, you might want to check that first. That's going to be probably 85% of what you're doing with the workouts. You can work out all day, but if you're still eating like crazy, you may lose 1 or 2 pounds a week, but, you could be losing 3, 4. That would be extra with the diet.
Yeah, definitely. And to take it a step further, you want to be honest with yourself. Especially
Absolutely.
on this live, we want to offer a little bit of help and encouragement. I know for me, you just want to be honest with yourself and see what's realistic, what's a realistic goal that I can obtain for myself. A lot of times, and that's why, man, I'm really picky, man. I'm really picky with what I do. I don't do many one-on-ones.
Yeah.
I don't do many. I don't just because, a lot of people, we don't, as a people, sometimes we don't understand what we want. We don't even have our goals set. We see okay, on Instagram, it's trending.
I was just about to say, they be seeing on social media, they've seen what's trending.
Everybody making it so it's trendy, So I always say, just do this. You have to look at what do I need? What is my goal? For me personally, my goal is I want to be able to play with my daughter. My daughter, I have a teenager. I want to be able to, in the event that she has kids, still be able to use my body and interact with my family.
Absolutely, that's huge.
I seen, a 97. My grandmother literally just came down here. They walked into church by themselves. Her husband's 97. Um, Definitely shouts out to Deacon Duffy. But yeah,
Shout out
man,
Deacon Duffy, man.
97, man, moving. And I told him, man, that's goals right there. That's an obtainable
That's
goal.
real.
That's a goal that I have set for myself. It's realistic, you know. So
Absolutely.
I just want to be mobile, be able to move by myself. He's coherent. He's sharp. Still be sharp.
Yeah.
And I realized that okay. So for myself, now I'm bringing it to a personal goal that I have, a realistic, obtainable personal goal. What does it take to get there? Okay, so probably mindful of what he eats, you know, definitely active.
Yep.
You feel me? So I do the things, you know, I take those steps. I take those realistic steps. I'm not saying, you know, nothing crazy like, oh, run a 3.
Yeah, nah, being honest, you got to be honest with what you know you're capable of, you know what I'm saying? So, yo, that was a big gem what you just said, man. I hope y'all heard that. Listen, his goal was to play with his teenage daughter, be able to move and everything. You know, this is now further away from you. He's doing it for a purpose now. This is a purpose that's beyond him. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the key steps is what's that purpose beyond yourself? What is it going to take for you to get past that? I'm not even going to say selfish goal, but you're a lifestyle goal. You know what I'm saying? This is more than just you. This is something that you're providing for other people at this point. Like perfect, like for me, man, like when I started, you know, working in IT, you know, I would come home, go to sleep, come home, go to sleep after college. You know what I'm saying? Because I just started working, you know, and I wasn't doing nothing, but I felt lazy, you know what I'm saying? And my work started to slack off because of it too, because I'm coming home tired, so I'm sleeping all day, but I go to work tired too. You know what I'm saying? So now my work is starting to lack. So personally, I was like, I can't provide a great service unless I'm in better health, unless I'm in better mental health. I got to be mentally sharp. I have to be energized because once I started to feel energized, I realized how much more productive I was at work. And not only that, but it actually kind of started to build momentum into being where I am now, you know, over the department. But the point of it is I had to start somewhere. And I always knew if you was tired, if you just didn't feel right, I honestly felt lazy, it was to get up and do something. So first things first, I remember, you know, playing sports, talking to coaches, you got to do the work. You got to get up and do the work. You know what I'm saying? To perform right, you got to train, you got to practice, right? So I said, all right, well, let me get back to the gym. And at this point, I ain't know what to do. I'm just doing whatever football workouts we was doing, you know. And then from there, you know, I just started doing research, you know, and I wanted to get better at being in the gym. How can I, you know, run faster? How can I lift heavier weight? Because I would get back to where I was in high school, but I wasn't progressing, you know. So then I kind of put my mentality in the space of how can I become better in the situation that I'm in now, you know. So I think that's a lot of things have to do with mind shift too. Everybody got to get your mentality right to reach these goals. Already have that mindset to say, you know, this is a journey, this is a lifestyle. How can I live this lifestyle and continue to live the life that I want to live and be productive in this lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself these questions. It's just deeper than just looking a certain way. It's deeper than just, you know, doing it for clout, you know, because a lot of people, they record and, you know, and they be trying to show off or whatever the case, but, you know, that's only going to reach you but so far. You know, you got to have a deeper purpose behind that, you know. So I think that was a great point that you know, brought out about that. It's past yourself. It's a purpose to a bigger goal, a bigger end.
Definitely. And you unveiled a bunch of layers too. Definitely discipline is another one. Discipline is when we setting those goals.
Yeah.
Definitely discipline is necessary to maintain the goals, to actually get you there to the ultimate goal. And discipline is important when setting goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's another big one.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. So let's take it.
That was good.
Let's take it another way. Let's say, okay, so like I said, for me, when a client comes to me, that's my first question. So, what is your goal? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Why do you think, for your perspective, why is that important for a client before you even get started with the workout? Why is that important to define a goal?
Because you want to make sure that they're getting what they want out of the whole thing. You know, what's your purpose in even coming to a personal trainer anyway? You know what I'm saying? Is it just to eat healthy? You know, what are these goals that you're trying to do? Are you just trying to work out better? Like, what's that lifestyle? Because, you know, that's kind of how I want to make sure I train. You know, I train for, your performance base and, you know, what you want out of life. Because I think that's what fitness did for me, you know, is to create that discipline, create that routine, that stigma, you know what I'm saying? So this is also going to help you when you don't want to get up and go to, you know, to work out. That rainy day, you know, when you're going, you be like, man, I don't want to go to, you know, I ain't trying to work out. I want to go home and go to sleep. That's the normal day to day that's keeping you back from, you know what I'm saying? So getting the goal set is going to help paint the picture of why you're going to the gym in the first place. What's the purpose of it? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to help you on those days where you be like, man, I'm drained, man. But then you got to look at your purpose. What you doing it for? You doing it because, oh, I want to, you know, run around my kids because they play football. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out of shape. I can't run out there with them, but I want to, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to build that connection with them because they love it when I participate. You know what I'm saying? So every time you don't go to the gym, there's a consequence. Man, if I don't go, I ain't gonna be able to, you know, run with, you know, little Johnny because he's a running back and he needs somebody to help defense, you know, to help him be a better player. So I could help him be a better person by me being there. And if I don't go, I can't provide that for little Johnny. You know what I'm saying? Then he may look down upon me and disappointed. You know, and as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I'm just thinking about it from the aspect, you wouldn't want to let your kid down. You know what I'm saying? I know I wouldn't. So I'm like, listen, I'm going to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? I started this, I'm going to finish it. That's another reason, or the final reason for me, is to start something so you can finish it. The goal is to finish something. So once we start it, we're not going to quit until we finish.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so again, from a client's perspective, so if I don't have a goal, but I know I see them on Instagram, so I'm one of the ones, I see them on Instagram, I see everybody, and originally, before I watched this live, I wanted to work out for faddish reasons, for trendy reasons. So what can you say to me to help me define a goal, to find a reason, to find my why, and well, not necessarily convince me, just help me find a good goal to set while I'm starting my journey.
You know, I think it's important, you know, to kind of talk to your client at this point, you know, to try to figure out, you know, what their lifestyle is like currently, you know, to help them set their goal. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this client could be married. This client could have kids. Okay, that's a perfect way to set that goal. You know, hey, what do your kids do? Oh, well, you know, they like to run around. They always ask, you know, hey, mommy, daddy, can you come play with me? You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like doing it, you know, because I'm too tired. They drain me or whatever like that. That's a good goal to set. Okay, well, you know, play with your kids more, you know, interact more, you know, be more present. You know what I'm saying? But that comes from understanding the client, you know, and talking to these clients and trying to figure out, you know, kind of their purpose, you know, because I honestly think that they come to me for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you're not just going to come to me for nothing. What is that exact reason? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to come to no gym and say, well, I'm just here. Nah, like, what's your purpose here? You know what I'm saying? You came for a reason, because if you never, you know, if you never had that thought in your mind, you wouldn't be in the gym in the first place. So there's some type of reason there. So I would ask why you coming in the first place. And more than likely, yeah, it's because they're more than likely out of shape. Let's be honest. So yeah, let's start with that. Okay, you're out of shape. All right, so, you know, let's get you shape. Let's get you fit, because let's just say you're single. You might want to get in shape because your significant other, you know, may find you more attractive, right? Okay, well, let's start with that then. You want to be more fit. You want to fit your clothes a certain way. Well, let's start with that. Let's get your diet right. Now I can help you get to your goals, because now I understand where you're going and where you're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? But during the process, you know, you may even see a bigger goal. You know, 2 months down the line, you know, you might have that significant other, but you don't want to stop. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to set up something else. Like, okay, well, you know, now that you got it, what else? Are you trying to maintain or gain? Well, you know, I kind of want to maintain, and, you know, I've been looking at different diets, because during the process, you'll think about things, because you live a different life at this point, you know, when you're getting the results, when you're seeing the results, you know. So I think it's an ongoing journey, and it's just an ongoing client building relationship. So I think the first things first is to understand who your client is, why are they coming to you in the first place. The second thing is to understand, once you understand that, now you can kind of help them gauge those goals into the ways of why they're coming to you in the first place. That's last things last. And as a personal trainer, once you get those down packed, you already know how to eat right. You already know, because if they're trying to gain weight, you already know what to do. If they're trying to lose weight, you know what to do. But you have to find that out first in order to set the proper goals for them, to help them set that proper goal. You know what I'm saying? So from a client perspective, if you come into somebody, if you come into a gym or whatever, find out why you going in the first place. And then, two, build relationships with people, help them kind of see where you're trying to go with it. So that way they can help you on your journey. Whether you get a personal trainer or not, you always want to go with that goal in mind to help you get there in that standpoint. So.
And to add to that, to the question, being married, you mentioned being in a relationship. Definitely, I wanted to add in. So if you're married, for me and my spouse, we both look at it like this. Like, we want to we want to be there with each other to have fun and support each other. Granted, things may happen. God forbid, things happen. But generally, I don't want her to have to take care of me.
That's real.
Because of the bad decisions that I made when I consciously knew,
That's real.
Okay, I could be active. Okay, I could be mindful of what I'm eating.
That's real.
You don't have to push me around or assist me.
Yeah,
doors
exactly.
Be able to both be,
be able to move in the trucking. Yeah.
Together.
That's real.
And that's what we straight up. Me and my wife are both active, very active.
Absolutely.
We, take care of ourselves, live well.
Mm-hmm.
Have full of energy and plan on keeping it going. So
that's how you make a better relationship though too. When y'all both have, the similar goals, similar energies, that strives you to do more things, you know what I'm saying? Because if you were not, so much in fit or whatever, God forbid, you may not be able to do the things that you're able to do, you know what I'm saying? So that now limits what you can or what you're capable of. You dig? So that's, that's a great point that you put up, have a better relationship. That's a great goal too, for people who want to get started, have that in mind. You always want to build great relationships with people. You want to be moving and shaking, to get to the best version of yourself too. So I humbly agree, honestly, respectfully, man. I'm not even married, but I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a future goal. I start with the end goal in mind. I know that's where I want to be. I know I want to live a healthy life. So I'm already in my mind, look, I'm doing this to get to that end goal, and in order for me to do that, I have to build a foundation and keep that going, or keep it consistent pretty much. That helps me strive to keep going. Because if I don't go to the gym, I know I'm going to do something at home because I already have it in my mindset that I'm not going to just stop. I'm going to always continue that for longevity. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge thing you just said, y'all. And yeah, for y'all married people, man, look, tap in. You just heard the gym right there. Look, you want a better relationship life, you know what I'm saying? That's one aspect that can, that can boost that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's real.
All right, so we got our goal. I set my goal. I realized that, okay, so shoot, man, I don't want my spouse to have to baby me. I set a goal. Boom. What do I do now? So I set a goal. I see y'all talking about this rise and rise. Okay, so how can this help me? I won't get specific with my goal yet. Matter of fact, I will. So I wanna gain some weight.
Okay.
How can I be helped with the Rise and Rise platform, or how can I be helped?
Perfect. So that's actually something that I'm kind of specializing in now. Like from someone who is a hard gainer. I can sympathize with someone who actually does want to gain that weight, the healthy way, not just eating anything because, you'll gain weight, but you want to gain healthy weight, for longevity and mobility purposes, So that is something that we do at Rise and Rise with weight training. Nutrition, you have to understand, you got to get your meals in. It's important to understand what you're eating now, because if you're not gaining any weight, are you losing or maintaining? Like, where are you at right now? Because you might be maintaining. So then I would ask you, if you're eating, let's say you're eating twice a day right now, I would go ahead and add up and eat twice, 2 more times a day, excuse me. So you'll eat a total of 4 to 5 meals a day. I would even, include these type of nutrition things in the app, So you may go to the app and I'll have a nutritionist section to where you want to gain weight. You'll eat, these are some of the foods that you would eat that help you gain the weight, so that way you're not gaining unhealthy weight, right? And I'll even give suggestions to where, in certain restaurants you may want to go that'll help you get the right foods to get you the right nutrition and macros to gain that proper weight. You got to understand carbs, you got to understand proteins and fats, and what they do to your body, because I ain't gonna lie, for me, carbs and protein kind of do me pretty good. but I had to go through the process to do it. So I'll give different scenarios and different recipes and tell you like this particular food, just like walnuts. Walnuts is actually really good in fat, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good nut to have like as far as like a snack food in order for you to use that as fuel to help you gain that, that weight. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we talk about at Rise and Rise, different snacks you can eat, different workouts that you can do. And I'll give a free gym right here. Anybody who want to gain weight as far as, lifting, you got to have your compound lifts extraordinary because your compound lifts work on the majority of your muscles. So for example, squats, they work your entire, your butt, they work your quads, they work your hamstrings, they work everything, lower back, you know what I'm saying? So the more you can do with that, the more weight that or strength that you'll gain with doing these type of workouts. Instead of doing like what do you call it? You could do like a little chest fly, that's individually chest. Or you can do a tricep, press down, that's individual tries. But, same thing, shoulder press, that just does shoulders. But if you do a bench press, you working chest, you working shoulders, you working triceps, you working everything in that one workout. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to help you build foundation that honestly help gain that size. Of course, you have to understand rep ranges and sets, but that is something that you'll see within the Rise and Rise app, So we'll walk you through that process, and we'll have monthly workout goals that we can reach together. You know what I'm saying? So people who want to lose weight, we'll have a lose weight track for the month. Hey, we're on the set to lose this many pounds. We may even give incentives too. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we look at the Rise and Rise Academy in the application. You're going to come in, you're going to gain everything. You're going to get your goal set. You may even win a prize at the end too, and you'll see different people to come in and show some workouts. So it's a big thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about it. I'm ready to get this thing started.
Sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
So I got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
And we can wrap it up. So I got basically 9 questions. So 2 more scenarios, 2 more goals.
Okay.
So I've been listening to the live, you guys. I've been listening to the Rise and Rise podcast. And I'm a female. And I have a goal to basically, I want to lose a little weight. And I see you brothers on the live, but what is it? Do you offer anything? Is it for females too? Can females use the app? Or
Absolutely.
Is Rise and Rise, is there any way I can get help with Rise and Rise?
That's perfect. Perfect question. Ladies are always welcome. And to be honest with you, these workouts, specifically for the ladies, you'll benefit a lot more really than men, because the way that your bodies are designed, men and women bodies are designed differently, just to give some more gems, for a lot of people, let's just say who are like more older, just, maybe they're not as in shape. A guy out of shape, a lot of their fat is going to be stored from the neck down to their stomach. You'll see a lot of the flabby chest. You'll see a lot of the beer guts, the beer bellies. It's rare to see a beer gut on a woman. You may see something like, overdeveloped, thighs and hips and, triceps, whatever, because that's where the fat more so is stored on the woman because, they have to carry babies. So naturally, that's where a lot of that is going to be stored too. You know what I'm saying? So there's different type of workouts that women can do. Honestly, the same workouts for weights will benefit the woman just as much. And I'll give another gem. So for women, one of the best ways that you'll see results is doing high intensity workouts with weights. You can't be scared of the weights. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Think about a track runner, a sprinter. You've never seen an out of shape, out of whack sprinter because they do anaerobic workouts. They train for strength, they train for speed, they train for intensity. You know what I'm saying? So you need to have or develop those muscles in order for you to run fast. You know what I'm saying? Because when you run, you're using biceps, you're using shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You're using like your butt muscles, you're using your legs. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is bumping fast, right? So you have to have a strong core as well to have that. You know what I'm saying? So HIIT type of workouts benefit and aid that type of look, that type of, stamina build in order for, women to look a certain way. And that is going to be HIIT training. That's going to be weightlifting. Can't be scared of the weight. Ladies always think they're going to gain and look like a dude, you know what I'm saying? And that is just so not true. The genetics just doesn't prove that. You have to do extra work, like way extra work. You got to take things for you to really honestly look like a guy. We can all do the same workouts, ladies. You'll look differently than the dude. I promise you that. Dudes just eat a lot more. You don't have to eat that much. Your calorie count is going to be less than the dude. So naturally, you're not going to get that big. Honestly, I mean, you got to think about like just look back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we're more overwhelmingly overweight now than we were in the 50s and 60s. Look at the pictures back then. You know what I'm saying? Women are not built to be that big, anyway. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, no. So when you work out, only thing you're gonna do is look how you're naturally gonna look in the first place, So, ladies, this is actually a perfect opportunity, and you'll probably benefit honestly more than guys, because I train, women now, they go just as hard as the dudes do. I mean, they be working, man. Like, I mean, shout out to the women, man, who really in the gym, because like they setting a precedent, and they're getting the results, man. They're not giving up. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just one of the testaments that you'll benefit at Rise and Rise. Ladies, you can do the workouts right along with the dudes, right along with them. You know what I'm saying? You might even surpass them, because I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times. I've seen a woman live more than a guy, but she don't look bigger. You know what I'm saying? She was just, strength trained, but at the same time, she built the right muscle. It wasn't overly developed, but when you build the muscle, you lose fat in the long run as well. So that's one little key component. The more muscle you build, the less fat you'll have. You know what I'm saying? And when you have less fat and more muscle, you'll over time lose weight. So like if you're not even working out, you're more prone to lose weight when you have more muscle than fat anyway. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that, ladies. And when I say muscle, I'm not talking about big. I'm just talking about developing, just a nice lean muscle look, and you can obtain that same look by working out, doing the same things that a guy can do. Absolutely.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so the third scenario. So I'm a young man now, so I'm good. I have my goals.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my goals this year was to try to see how could I help my parents. So my parents is in I'll say 50. My mother's 56, 57.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the scenario now. My mother's 57 and
okay.
She just needs some help, man. Active. Is there anything for Rise and Rise? I hear it's an app. I've been hearing the hashtag, the Netflix of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some way we can bring the health and wellness? And do we have anything catered to our seniors?
Absolutely.
Can the seniors be helped?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now seniors can be helped, man. And that's one thing that I use, or we did an example with the workouts, resistance bands, a lot of the older, community or the senior community may not necessarily be able to do the bar lifts and things like that, due to different complications, which is understandable. So, that doesn't stop the grind. That doesn't stop the goal setting. We just have to do a little things differently. So I recommend resistance bands because that takes away the pressure from the joints, the knees, the elbows, the popping and all that stuff, because the senior citizens, they don't heal as quick as a younger man or a younger woman, may do that. So in order for them to get some of the workout, I recommend resistance band work, recovery work. That's the biggest thing. With a lot of senior citizens, they may say, oh, I'm hurt, lower back pain, oh, my leg, my knees just, they hurt so much, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of that has to do with recovery and inflammation. And so honestly, probably half of that can be reduced by changing your diet. That's step number one. Number two, yoga is going to be something that's going to be important. I've been looking up different things. Are you familiar with Tai Chi?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if y'all understand Tai Chi, in the Asian culture, a lot of what we consider senior citizens, they're out there moving gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like maybe in America, you don't see a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? They're more aching. They bent over, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not as active. They're not moving, but Tai Chi isn't a weightlifting and resistance. That's just moving your body. It's just getting some type of movement going, So, for senior citizens, my, recommendation is things like yoga, hot yoga. And that's something that we actually do at Rise and Rise. Me personally, I do that because I've benefited just from recovery and stretching. Like I'm gonna give you a recent example, honestly. I've been having a lot of shoulder pain because I haven't really been lifting all the way down, because I was restricting my mobility, right? Because I hurt my shoulder a while, but it wasn't anything like a serious injury. I just, kind of, it was a sore. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just work through it, but just I'm not gonna lift so far down because I'm gonna feel pain. But over time, what that did was, I lacked the mobility that I needed to, and then I started to, kind of pull back on my strength. I started to get a little weaker and I didn't understand why, but then once I started to realize, oh, I'm having some shoulder ache because this arm wouldn't go down as far as like this one does, So I've been doing some, research and recovery. You got to have stretching. Stretching is important, especially for senior citizens. Foam rollers, things like that. I'll teach you how to foam roll, the right way to recover your body, when you're walking or, whatever the case may be. Just moving your body and giving those type of gyms is what we do at Rise and Rise. It's called a recovery or senior citizen Saturdays. Where we just do basic workouts. We do walking movements. We may do some Tai Chi movements, just simple things that you can do as a senior citizen, But what I also want to make sure and be clear is for the ones who may have complications, I recommend you see a special physical therapist as well. Get that physician to make sure that you'll be able to do these movements, because you may have complications that you may not be aware of. If you do a certain workout, you may have, something going on with your nerve, right? Get that checked out to make sure that you can be able to move and things like that, because you got to look out for your health, honestly. And so that's what I recommend. I recommend get your physician first, make sure that you'll be able to move and you don't have any chronic illness, that's enabling you to not be able to do something, right? And even if you do, just have that understanding and make sure that your physician says, okay, these are some of the movements that you can do. So that way we at Rise and Rise can now implement those type of things into your daily tasks. So now you can be able to move and live a great life and honestly help you get better when it comes to your illnesses. And you honestly may have it dissipate, and you may be living a better life and you not even know it. So that's one thing that we do at Rise and Rise. I love my senior citizens. They always give me the good gems. Facts.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
That's it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it going. I'm ready to lock in.
Let's get it.
And I just want to leave you with this. So, make sure we have well-defined goals. I think it helps.
Absolutely.
It's so beneficial just to have that well-defined goal. Remember how we said, we set those small ones, you get your big goals, and you set a little smaller ones that's going to help you get to your bigger goals.
Absolutely.
Stay consistent, keep that discipline.
Yeah. I'm going to also add to that too, man, keep your discipline right, and just come at it from a good frame of mind, just come in it that you want to just give the best that you can give, and have that end goal in mind. Always start with that end goal in mind. At the end of the day, what do you want to see for your life? At the end of the day, how do you want to live that life? Do you want to live it healthily? Do you want to live it to where you can start moving? Because we don't think about that when those times come, if you get, if you're not even like fit or whatever, now you can like have complications when you're older. You may not be able to walk again. You regret that because you should have started early. You know what I'm saying? So always have that end goal to say, well, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to give it the best I can. That's my mindset going into it, and just, don't give up. It's a journey for sure. It's going to be, ups and obstacles that you want to kind of move around. But the key is to keep it consistent, keep it going for you to get to your goals, so the grind doesn't stop. We're here to hold your hand and we're here to kind of get you that path and try to make it as clear as we can so that we can get to your goals. So I'll finish that off with that.
All right.
Yeah.
When faced with those major obstacles,
hey, we rise and rise, baby. It's your boy Cobe. It's your boy Show.
Showtime.
We up out of this thing.